Deep conditioning is one of the most recommended steps in natural hair care, but the problem is a lot of people deep condition every week, but their hair is still dry, still breaking, and still difficult to manage. So the question becomes, is deep conditioning actually helping your hair, or are you deep conditioning in a way that's cancelling out all of the benefits from the deep conditioner? In this video, we're going to be addressing deep conditioning mistakes that may be damaging your hair without you even realizing it, and what you should do instead. Because sometimes the issue isn't that you're not trying hard enough, but that your method of application may be completely wrong. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eve, and on this channel we focus on structured natural hair care. Simple systems that help you grow your hair to reach your hair goals, be it length, be it volume, be it overall healthy hair. And the good thing is, with these systems you'll be able to master taking care of your own hair for a long time. You'll be able to learn healthy habits that you can incorporate into your routine, into your lifestyle, that make it easier for you to care for your hair no matter where you are, no matter what you do, no matter how busy you may be. These systems don't only apply to natural hair, but they also apply to relaxed hair, they apply to adults and children, and they apply to dreadlocks as well. Deep conditioning is that step in the hair care routine that is meant to be extremely helpful for hair care. When it is done correctly, the benefits can be so amazing, but when it's done incorrectly, it can lead to excessive product buildup, very soft hair that is prone to breakage, imbalance, and unnecessary dryness and frizziness of the hair. Now let's go through the mistakes one by one. Deep conditioning on dirty hair is the first mistake you have to take note of. One of the most common mistakes is deep conditioning the hair without cleansing it properly first. When you do your wash day, you're supposed to do a shampoo. If you're going to do a pre-poo before the shampoo, meaning a pre-shampoo treatment, then you can go ahead and do that. But if you're not going to do a pre-poo, you should start with washing your hair with shampoo. The shampoo is meant to cleanse your hair of old oils, old products, to get rid of all of that old buildup from the past week or the past month, or however long it has been since your last wash. Once you rinse out the shampoo that you used to clean your hair, you're supposed to follow up with a conditioner. Now the conditioner is meant to soften your hair and make it easy to separate and detangle the hair. And once you have done that and rinsed out the conditioner, you're supposed to apply your deep conditioner next. The deep conditioner is meant to be left in the hair for a certain period of time. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 15 minutes. But if your hair is covered in oils, in styling products, in dirt, or in buildup, it will be more difficult for the deep conditioner to get to work the way that it is supposed to. The deep conditioner won't be able to penetrate the hair strands as it needs to, and instead it will just sit on top of the hair strands. Most times, if you look in the mirror while you're washing your hair after you've done the shampoo and conditioner, and you just see beads of deep conditioner just sitting on the hair, then that may be your sign that the product has not really penetrated the hair strands. Deep conditioning works best when the hair has been properly cleansed, and at this stage the hair is going to be ready to accept moisture. You want to make sure that when you cleanse your hair with the shampoo, you're using a shampoo that cleanses your hair very well, and you'll be able to tell, because once you've rinsed out your shampoo and you rub your hand on your scalp like this, most of the times your finger comes off very clean, there is nothing on the finger. But where your scalp is not clean and you rub it this way, or even use a nail to scrape against your scalp, when you take away that nail or that finger, you'll see a whitish buildup or just product under your nails. That's how you know that you need to go in with a second pump of shampoo to cleanse the hair a second time. This is why cleansing is the very first step when it comes to washing the hair, because once you're done with the cleansing and then you go in to apply product after, your cuticles will be open up, the hair will be clean, the scalp will be clean, the strands will be clean, and whatever products that you apply to the hair at that point penetrates easily, is absorbed better, and it works better for hair growth, for length retention, and for overall healthy hair. The second mistake is leaving deep conditioner in the hair for far too long. Do you know that there are people that actually use their deep conditioner as a leave-in conditioner? Deep conditioners are not supposed to be left in the hair for extensive periods of time. A lot of deep conditioners contain protein, which is meant to strengthen and fortify the hair strands, but only for the duration of time that is stipulated on the product. Once the normal or the recommended amount of product is left in the hair is stronger and fortified. But once you apply too much of this product or leave them in too long, your hair starts to become softer, and that is not something that we want at all. It's going to be more prone to breakage, it's going to be weak, it's going to be very stringy. I know a lot of us think that most of these activities that we perform on our hair, we are supposed to just do more to see if we can get more results. But the best advice that I will give you is to just work with the recommended time on any product that you buy, especially when it is a store-bought product. If it's an Ayurvedic product or a product that you mix at home, you'll be able to use your discretion to know how long you can leave that product in your hair for. But for every store-bought product, because they are formulated specially, they always have stipulated times that they're supposed to be left in the hair for. Please take note of this and don't think that applying a deep conditioner to your hair and leaving it as a leave-in is going to magically turn your hair over and make your growth to accelerate. That may not be the case, and you will end up losing hair instead of retaining length. Third mistake is using the wrong type of deep conditioner. Not all deep conditioners do the same thing, just as not all shampoos do the same thing and not all conditioners or leave-ins do the same thing. Some deep conditioners are meant for protein and moisture. Some deep conditioners are meant to strengthen the hair. Some deep conditioners are meant to repair damaged hair. Some deep conditioners are meant to reduce frizz, and some deep conditioners are meant for extra moisture when applied to the hair. Using the wrong type for your hair states can cause an imbalance, and this is why it's very important that you know your hair, you understand what your hair needs, and when you take care of your hair, you observe the way that your hair responds to treatment, so that if there is any issue or any area you need to focus on, you go right ahead and focus on that specific area, so that you're not just applying things to your hair and doing different methods on your hair in vain. When it comes to different deep conditioners and their functions, too much protein can make the hair stiff and brittle. Too much moisture can make the hair weak and also prone to breakage. So please take note, the goal is a balance. You don't want too much moisture and too little protein, and you don't want too much protein and too little moisture. This next mistake is something that a lot of people overlook completely, which shouldn't be so, but I understand because most times you may not even be aware that you are skipping over this. Skipping heat when it is needed. Heat helps to open up the cuticles slightly, allowing the ingredient in your deep conditioner to penetrate the hair strands more effectively. Without some form of heat, most deep conditioners may not work as well as they are supposed to. And this is another reason why I always recommend and advise that you read the instructions on the back of the hair care products that you buy. When you read through the instructions on most of these containers, you're going to see exactly how you're supposed to use the product. Most of the products will tell you that you can use the deep conditioner without applying heat. Most of the products will tell you that this conditioner is supposed to double as a conditioner and a deep conditioner. Most of the products will tell you that for this deep conditioner, you have to apply heat for so and so number of minutes. There are different stipulations depending on the different formulations of each product. And when it comes to heat, it does not have to be complicated at all. Heat can be a heating cap, a hooded dryer, it can be wrapping the hair with a warm towel, or it can be a simple plastic bag. And the fifth mistake, which is just as important, is overdoing deep conditioners. Using deep conditioners too frequently. Yes, there is such a thing. The truth is, your hair actually doesn't need all that. Overconditioning the hair can cause the hair to become too soft, limp, and even difficult to style. Deep conditioning is supposed to support your hair, not overwhelm it. And sometimes a regular conditioner is actually enough. So if you wash your hair 4 times in a month, let's say on 4 different weekends, then you can deep condition your hair every single weekend. Or you can deep condition your hair on one weekend, but if you decide that the next weekend your hair feels okay and doesn't need a deep conditioner, then you can skip it until the next weekend and just have a certain routine that that you follow to make the process simple and to reduce any overwhelm that could be caused to your hair. Another common mistake is not sealing in moisture into the hair. The entire purpose of deep conditioning is to add moisture into the hair. When you do this, you're supposed to seal in that moisture with an oil or a butter, something to trap the moisture and to prevent it from escaping and the hair from becoming dry. If you have the habit of washing your hair, conditioning and deep conditioning, and then leaving your hair until it dries before you come back to moisturize again and apply products, you may be working backward. You may be undoing all of your progress. After rinsing out your deep conditioner, apply a leave-in conditioner, then follow up with an oil, and then twist your hair or braid your hair or just style your hair so that that moisture is locked in. If you don't do it this way, then the benefits of the deep conditioner are going to disappear faster than you expect, and you don't want that as well. I'm saying all this because it's the littlest mistakes that can undo a lot of progress that you've made over the years, and most times we can be negligent either because we don't know or because we just want to do things later. Once you wash your hair, try and finish all of the steps as soon as you can. This is another reason why I encourage you to split your hair care day into two, so that you know that for the first day you're focusing on washing and moisturizing the hair, then on the second day you're focusing on styling the hair. When you do it this way, you're not overwhelmed. You know that you have a few activities for the first day and a few activities for the second day. And last but not least mistake is expecting your deep conditioner to fix all of your hair problems. It does not work like that. Yes, deep conditioner provides moisture, which is very important for hair care and hair growth, but deep conditioner does not fix problems. If you have bald edges, deep conditioner is not going to fix that. If you struggle with alopecia, any deep conditioner is not going to fix that. Yes, there are specific deep conditioners that can target specific hair problems, but you first of all have to know what the problem is and where the problem is coming from before you start looking for solutions to the problem. And if you're experiencing other setbacks from things like excessive manipulation, tight hairstyles, or poor hair care habits, these are all individual problems that require very specific actions and redoing of your habits to be fixed. Remember, your deep conditioning is just one step, and healthy hair care that gives you the result of long, full hair require more than one step to get everything done and done correctly. Deep conditioning works best when it's part of a healthy routine. Clean hair, proper products, consistent hair care, enough moisture, and proper products to also seal in the moisture. When all of these elements come together, deep conditioning now becomes effective. If you want a clear system for growing your hair and retaining your length, I created a 30-day hair growth guide, which I'm going to link in my description box. So you can go ahead and grab that. It contains a weekly regimen which you're going to follow, as well as products you're going to make and use from the comfort of your home. So you don't need to worry about spending so much money. You don't need to worry about stressing yourself. Everything you need has been outlined in the guide for you, including the habits you need to focus on to keep your hair growing and growing well. And that's it for this video. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one.